Sharks played in a really exciting game tonight against the Philadelphia Flyers. For the second game in a row, the Sharks played in overtime and got the victory with a 3-2 finish. The Sharks finally won in their stealth uniforms, which is great. Hertl had the overtime winner, which was a pretty interesting game because Philadelphia had Felix Sandstrom in net. His debut, pretty good debut though. He was the third star of the game. He had 43 saves with a .935 save percentage. Philadelphia got on the board first, but then the Sharks had a really good second period with 2 goals in that period, which eventually, obviously gave them the lead. But Philly did tie it in the third period, which sent the game to overtime. And Hertl also scored at the end of the overtime period. It was only 30 seconds left, so I was thinking there might be a shootout again, but luckily it didn't happen. Yeah, so Hertl had that goal. Burns had a really nice goal in this game. He hasn't scored too often, so it was good to see that. And Couture also had a goal. For the Flyers, their 2 goals came from Farabee and Morgan Frost. So yeah, Felix Sandstrom was really good in this game though. He's 43 of 46. I mean, I respect that. Even for a guy that lost the game, right? That was a good outing for him. Sharks had Reimer in net. He was pretty good too. .920 save percentage with a 23 of 25 mark, only allowing 2 goals overall. So yeah, that was good to see. But yeah, Sandstrom definitely was very much an impressive game for him. Philadelphia is a good team. They're right around where we are. Now we have 35 points. We're just 1 point back of Edmonton and just 3 back of Calgary. So Sharks are making headway now with back-to-back wins now, which is good to see. But overall, the Sharks did outshoot the Flyers, which is good to see. I mean, they had 46 shots, which is aggressive for sure. They did outshoot Philly. I mean, they had almost double their shots, which is good to see. Winning in overtime isn't conventional all the time, but I think, for the Sharks right now, they just got to score. They have, games like this where they need to just finish it off. And if they have to do it in overtime, they'll have to do it in overtime. That's just the way it'll be. They obviously played that one against Arizona where they had to, score a lot to contain them, and that's the way it went. But this was the final game of a long homestand. So now we're going to play the Penguins next game, and then we're going to travel to Detroit and play the Red Wings. So that should be a pretty interesting outing, but I'm happy with the win. We're 5th in the Pacific still. Cool thing is also, although he didn't play, Martin Jones returned to San Jose for the first time. Obviously, our goaltender that signed with Philly in the offseason. But yeah, I mean, the Sharks overall, good. Brent Burns, he was aggressive. He had 5 shots on net. Noah Gregor played. He had 5 shots on net. Carlson played good. Barabanov had 3 shots. Dahlin was good. Dahlin returned from the COVID list, which is good to see. Ferraro was put on that list. So the Sharks, did need help on defense. Obviously, Ferraro is a good defender. But I'm not going to complain. Their 17th win of the year. They just got to keep winning, get those points if they're going to try to be a playoff team. And I'm liking, the way they do it tonight, especially. Middleton also had 2 assists, which is good to see. Cogliano also had an assist. And, good one overall. I think, winning in regulation is something the Sharks sometimes struggle to do because sometimes they'll just, get it done late or they'll choke. But I think with the way we're playing, I'm going to, obviously be happy with the victory. And I hope they can continue this some more when we head on the road trip. Obviously, it's been a long homestand and a lot of breaks in between with the whole postponing of games and whatnot. But yeah, good one overall. Final score 3-2 in overtime. Sharks get the win over the Flyers. And improved to 17-14-1. The Flyers now move to 13-12-6. So good one for the Sharks. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I'll see you guys later. And go Sharks.